Footnotes from the Life Application Study Bible. Philippi was the key city in the region of Macedonia, northern Greece today. Paul founded a church during this visit. Later, he wrote a letter to this church, the book of Philippians, probably from a prison in Rome. The letter was personal and tender, showing Paul's deep love for and friendship with the believers there. In it, he thanked them for a gift they had sent, alerted them to a coming visit from Timothy and Epaphroditus, urging them to clear up any disunity in the church and encourage them not to give in to persecution. After following the Holy Spirit's leading them into Macedonia, Paul made his first evangelical contact with a small group of women. Paul never allowed gender or cultural boundaries to keep him from preaching the good news. He preached to these women, and Lydia, an influential merchant, believed. This opened the way for ministry in that region. Women have been marginalized throughout the centuries by all cultures and religions. God, however, created men and women equally in his image and loves them equally as his children. Luke shows that God gave Lydia a heart to follow him and then blessed the apostles and the church with her gifts. Since the Jewish community in Philippi apparently lacked the requisite number of adult males to form a synagogue, and the Roman colonial authorities did not allow unrecognized religious groups to gather within the city limits, the women gathered to pray outside the city beside the river. Luke highlights the stories of three individuals who became believers through Paul's ministry in Philippi: Lydia, the influential businesswoman; the slave girl who had a spirit that enabled her to tell the future; and the jailer. The good news was affecting all strata of society, just as it does today. Lydia was a merchant of purple cloth, so she was probably wealthy. Purple cloth was valuable and expensive. It was often worn as a sign of nobility or royalty. Why was Lydia's household baptized after Lydia responded in faith to the good news? Baptism was a public sign of identification with Jesus Christ in the Christian community. Other members of her household must have been with her on the riverbank to hear Paul's testimony. They too believed and were baptized. Lydia insisted on hosting Paul and Silas in her home. Rather than seeing the men as a burden and their presence as a disruption of her family and business routine, Lydia laid out the welcome mat. The notion of hospitality is related to the word hospital. We practice hospitality when we generously and cordially throw open the doors of our homes to care for others. In hospitality, we nurture, strengthen, and serve. The result is that others find physical, spiritual, and emotional help. When they leave us, they are healthier and more whole than when they came. What changes in your schedule and lifestyle can you make to provide hospitality in your home?